Okay, success at last, sort of, with the RGB to HDMI. Mikerochip on the Discord has been very, very, very helpful. So you can see that I'm a bit colorblind, but I think that's yellow, yeah? And this is white. This is the analog monitor coming out of the back here, and this is the setup. What I had to do, it's kind of flashing here. I'll look up what that means. I think it means it's not getting the sync. But when you push this, you get the menu. I'll move slowly. And what I had to do was two things. I'll tell you this one first. I went to the sampling menu, and I said to it, 3 bits per pixel. You see there. Why did I do that? Because if I click the button to go into it, I go 12. It's horrible. But the analog is stable as anything, yeah? And this makes sense because I guess this is all noise coming in because there's no data up there, yeah? The 9-bit is awful. 6-bit is vaguely okay, but I do believe that, I don't know if there's much more than 8 colors on the... Well, let's try this. Let's do it like that, okay? And then let's get out of there. So we get out of there, return. So I just had a tooth out, so apologies if I sound like I've been chewing a blanket. I have. And then you go to the auto calibrate and you push the button there, and again to confirm. Now whether that will get rid of the noise, I don't know, yeah? But I think I prefer the 3-bit. There's less noise coming in on that, yeah? There's definitely an artifacting going on there. Yeah, so I'm going to go back to sampling. So I went the wrong way. I find with this weird setup, if you get the wrong way, just keep going, yeah? It's sometimes harder for me, at least at my age, to swap. Anyway, sampling. I want to go down, so it's that way. And then I want to click in there, and I want to go back. So let's put 3. You see how much stable that is, and there's nothing less than that. So I'm going to go to 3 bits. And for mono, it should only need 1 bit, but of course I don't think it has the ability to do that. So I come out of there, I go back, up there, I save it just for the lols, and then I go to the auto calibrate, I push the button, and again, yeah, and it's got 0 errors there, so I guess it stopped there. So push the menu button, which is the right hand as I look at it, which is the one closest to the flashing light, and it's good. And then just for good measure, I save it. Okay, so yellow in color is red and green, but no blue. And the fact that it's white on here leads me to conclude that there's something wrong with this board. This is a commercial cable. I made my own, and actually it was doing the same thing, yeah? So my cable, wherever I put it, was doing the same thing. The only other difference I did, I said something else. This is the Pi 2W, which uses the GPU. Has the same thing where you have to go on to use the 3-bit mode. This is the Pi 0, which I just got today to check. I have to say, the picture is wonderful there, really stable. With the only proviso that's a bit wider, so maybe there's a different ratio, or this is not able to do the 4:3 ratio. I don't know, but this is pretty good. So just a standard cool novelties cable coming out via VGA, and it will run at the 31 kilohertz or whatever it is. So that's fine for a modern VGA analog. It's okay. That's watchable. Yeah, it's good. I used these things back in the day, so trust me, this is good. The monitor would be better. You wouldn't get this banding, but and actually the banding's missing there, you see. So this is like a monitor output. So it's pretty good, yeah. So I'm quite happy I got it working. Again, thank you to Mikerochip for all his help. What more to do? Well, I got my screws, so I'll make another video about what screws I'm using, where these are not the standard screws, they're different. But if you, like me, you've inherited some of these things with no screws, then what choice do you have? The casework is on my left over here and in my project bin. So hopefully I can finish this project and actually start using them in my MIDI gear here. So I've got an oldest computer down here which can do MIDI. I've got a much better computer in the other room. Got my old MIDI gear. This Atari is the original 16-bit very tight timing. This Gem S2 over here with the poly aftertouch, that's got its own 32030 inside it with a 250,000 MIDI event sequencer in it. It's quite good actually, but I just like using the Atari, so I can use the modern stuff. It goes straight into my little digital recorder up there. So that's the next phase, is to actually try and make some music. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and this RGB to HDMI on an ST is a bit of a pain with this setup, but kind of works. It was about 60 odd pounds for that gear. You got to make the cable yourself, and it's okay, you really could do a device. Then you have to buy a Pi, which is anywhere. Plymoroni is quite a good place to buy in a minute. They're about 15 quid with shipping. It was slightly cheaper to get on Amazon. So I bought 2 of them plus a memory stick, and it worked. But for me, I had to put the sampling down to 3-bit per pixel on the RGB to HDMI. Oh yeah, sorry. Let me switch it off a second. I've got to be careful because this is live. Let me pull that out of there. Switch it back on. And let's see if this thing boots up and what it does. You go into medium or even low res, yeah? It's thinking about it. I think I saw a bit of blue there. So, and when I look through this TV here, it looks blue. So but that's gone kind of white now. Maybe it's my eyes adjusting. I don't know. I'm a little bit colorblind, but that's okay. And it's pretty crystal clear, yeah? Very stable. And it's taken up quite a lot of the screen, yeah? So I'm quite happy with this at the minute. Like I said, I finished over here. Let's wait for the garage. I finished my STE today. I got to stick the badge on because it is an STE. So that's all up and running now, which is great. 4 meg. The one back there is 4 meg, and because I thought I'd broken the 4 meg upgrade, I got this one. People are saying these RAM is really hard to use an Exos kit to upgrade it, and sure, but I might just keep this as 512, stick it in my parts bin, 512 meg, because then it's fully compatible with the games. It's got a slightly different processor, 68,000 to the other one, yeah? And the glue chips and the MMU, the glue chips and the MMU are rotated around whatever degrees. I did put the headers on, and I did put the signal. This one is a hole for, where is it here? There's a hole for the horizontal sync, but there's no capacitors like there is in the other one. And then I took the vertical blank off the diodes down here, a CR789, and this one was pretty stable as well, but it had the same problem where it's got this yellow coming out of it. I'll give it one more go, I think, now that I've got the brand new cable and the 01. The controversy with the 0 versus the 02 is the 02, actually the I/O pins are supposed to be slower, but they recoded it to use the GPU, and that seems okay. It's just the sampling. If you leave the sampling too high, it's picking up noise by the looks of it, and then it will never sync, yeah? And maybe the STE, a lot of people soldered directly onto the resistors here for an STE. I didn't want to do that. I want to leave my STE alone, because I can use the analog out for that, and it's fine, yeah? For Cubase. So I think a lot of people, when they do it with the STE, they solder it in, and it's got more color palette in it, so maybe it's less problematic with noise. I don't know. But anyway, coming back over here, it seems to be working. I will spend some time playing with the Atari now. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.